All right, let's talk about Jinder Mahal. What a segue.
Jinder Mahal. So the Jinder Mahal thing. So I did find out that the key here, it really is a play for India. They really want to get, India is another battleground. There's WWE has more social media followers in India than any other country. They don't make money in India other than they do make good. They make, it's their number 3 market for TV rights, but it's not like they run shows there very often. I mean, would they do tour there every 10 years? Although I'm sure they'll do a lot more frequently now, but even so, I don't know if they even have anything scheduled this whole year there. But I think that as far as, and the WWE network's available in India, and you got 1 million, whatever it is, all the social media followers there, and the number of people who subscribe in India to the WWE network is like tiny. So it's, the idea of how to make money there, but everybody in the worldwide business looks at the idea that China and India, because of the giant populations, if you're looking down the line years and years, and China, hey, look, in China, it's already there. And if you follow like the Dwayne Johnson's movie, they made more money in China, but they made double the money in China than they made in the United States in that movie. So this is the entertainment world. It's already there. It's just a question of, how do you get that money out and all that? But China's clearly, there's clearly potential in China. And I think the feeling is because of the population of India and that the economy will in time get better in India, that you want to get there, and you want to get there now ahead of the curve. It's probably a really smart way of doing it. Impact is head over heels there in the sense of they're working there, and they're looking at doing a local show, which has been written about. And I mean, that's a big key, because with a local show, you're going to have UK talent, which is similar to what, Impact sort of involved, with the ITV thing there. So, if you're WWE, you don't want to be number 2 in any of these markets.
All right, so let me ask some questions then.
Yes.
So is he beating Randy Orton?
Oh, I have no idea. I just.
Well, I mean, he has to, right?
No, he doesn't have to. I mean,
so their big plan is to give a guy who was born in Calgary, a big run on top for 4 weeks, lose to Randy Orton, and then what? That's the plan.
And then stay strong with the whole group. It's going to be them and the Singh brothers, which are the Bollywood boys, are going to be the Singh brothers, I guess. And there'll probably be other guys. They've got Jeet Rama and stuff like that. Kishan Raftar, I think, is the other guy. They want to get these guys up and going. The thing with it, I mean, look, Great Khali he did have a brief run as champion, but Great Khali was never, it wasn't like he was always on top and always champion. And Great Khali is really famous in India right now. I mean, he just is, and much more famous than anybody else in wrestling. I mean, so the idea is like, that's what they're looking for. I mean, like, if he wins, then that tells you that they're like way gung ho. But I don't know that they want to do that. I don't know like what's going to happen, because again, the idea was Baron Corbin and Randy Orton, with Baron Corbin being the giant push. But this obviously, as you can see by the way the booking is, it's not like this is something that, like, in January they were going like, okay, this is our long-term strategy for India. We're going to get Jinder Mahal up and running. It's like, this is a strategy that obviously they came up with very, very recently, or else they wouldn't have been beating him the way they were beating him up until last week.
I mean, it's from day one when this happened. I said, listen, if you want to make a superstar for India, then go for it. But start giving the guy some wins. Start building him up. Stop beating the guy. Start giving him something. The 0 to 60, that's my problem with this whole thing. Especially if this is a 0 to 60 leading to him losing to Randy Orton and being a guy again. No, like that's even more detrimental than just giving him like a push for a period of time.
Him losing to Randy Orton's not a killer. I mean, he's just elevated. He's still elevated by being there.
Is he really?
If he stays, if they keep booking him strong after, yeah. I mean, Baron Corbin wasn't killed by the fact that, he's lost some matches. As long as they keep pushing him, he's still on his way up. Braun Strowman wasn't killed by losing to Roman Reigns. It's a matter of, yeah, if they forget about him, if they give up on him, yeah, it'll mean nothing. And that could happen too. You know how this business is, and the way they change their minds on stuff. I mean, so I got no predictions on what's going to happen. I just know that and if he wins, I believe me, I wouldn't have him win. I think it's ridiculous to have him win this early because I think that people they're just not ready for it. And look, the big stuff in India, it's not like it's happening in the next 4 weeks. It's not like India's going to explode.
No, that's why you could have begun a slow build last week as opposed to having him win that six-pack challenge as a complete total jobber.
I couldn't agree with you more. I couldn't agree with you more on that. You're right. You're completely right. It should have been, they should have started him from the bottom and started building him up because people would rather see the slow build anyway. I mean, it's like you get ready for the guy and they get.
I mean, look at what they've done with Braun Strowman over the last year.
Yeah, I know. They should have done the same thing. Because again, it's like there's no rush. I mean, these guys aren't ready for main events anyway, and they're not. It's not like they're touring India this whole year anyway. And it's not like they're going to be like. It's put this way. If they put the championship on Jinder Mahal, is it really going to make a difference? They're going to get all these new network subscribers? I don't think so. I mean, it's a way to have a local star and to start, getting the WWE brand over and everything like that, or, more mainstream and all that. But yeah, they don't need to put the championship on him. They don't need to main event him out of Jobberville right away. But that's what they did.
Monday Night Raw, not a bad 3-hour show. Obviously, the focal point of the program, seemingly to me, because he started and ended it, was Braun Strowman. Strowman is a monster. He's a very athletic kid. I met him at WrestleMania before my broadcast assignment. He came up and introduced himself. Very nice young man, classy. But boy, he's a marvelous, fascinating prospect. Really is. Started Raw, ended Raw. The match of the Big Show, the ring imploding, so forth. Yeah, we've seen it before with Show and Lesnar, but what the hell does that mean? We've seen it before. Have you seen a headlock before? Have you seen a near fall, false finish, a run in? What the hell haven't you seen before? And that might be part of the issue that's plaguing the business a little bit is, well, I saw that before. And some wrestlers continue to try to up the bar and up the bar and up the bar, and they go past safety standards. They go past common sense because they don't want fans to think, well, I've seen that before. Ric Flair had a moveset that he used for decades, and he stayed over, and he drew a lot of money. And a lot of times, well, we knew what Rick was going to do. So what? So what? And I can tell you this, Mike Tyson knocked a lot of people out with his right hand. It didn't seem to get old, the right hand. Think about that. So I like Strowman. I'm not sure, people in today's world are somewhat defiant by nature, and I wonder sometimes, if just asking out loud here, is Strowman such a strong character that there will be pockets of fans that will live vicariously through that big monster? Therefore, it might be challenging for him to be the traditional heel that we have been used to seeing over the years. Is that a bad thing? I don't know the answer to that. I'm talking out loud here to these talking points. So, but I like Strowman. I just think it might be challenging the way he works and his look, and he's being on this destructive, crazy, destructive mission. It might be challenging to make him this badass villain because what's there to hate? And especially working with Roman Reigns, who's controversial and polarizing as well. Braun Strowman beating up Roman Reigns does not make him a heel. So it's going to be challenging. I say if it needs to be challenging, it's going to be challenging. But I believe that both guys are going to end up being big stars. At the end of the day, that's what you want, big stars. And you can pick your poison whether you cheer them or not. That's your call. So Monday Night Raw, 3 hours as usual. I watch it while we're recording the podcast and doing some other things, and it seemed like it was a solid show. I didn't get to hear the commentary doing my audio work, but I will. It's always DVR'd. I'll watch it again when I get home later tonight. Remember, we're going to be in Chicago the Backlash weekend. The big NXT shows on Saturday, Backlash on Sunday night at the All.